I monetize my agile knowledge and build myself a coaching business. And right now, I am monetizing my business knowledge and building myself a six-figure business from scratch. And guess what? I am documenting the entire journey so that you can learn, grow, and build along with me. I am not just teaching this. I am doing this. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the exact roadmap that I am using to overcome the 6 things that keep most working professionals stuck, even after they've discovered that skill set that they want to monetize. Now, if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Hi guys, my name is Adeyinka and I help working professionals monetize their skill set and build a 6-figure business without having to quit their jobs. Now, let's talk about some of the things that really happen after we've discovered the skill set we want to monetize. The first thing that would happen will be self-doubt. After you've finalized in your mind and even sometimes get it down on paper that, hey, this is the skill set I want to monetize, what happens? Self-doubt creeps in. And you start doubting yourself. Am I good enough? Do I have the required knowledge to be able to teach this skill? Can I even monetize this skill set? Is it really worth it? Are people going to pay for it? And all of this self-doubt creeps in. And guess what? If you're not careful, you're going to get stuck at that stage and you're going to keep researching and researching in hopes of beating that self-doubt, but that's not going to happen. Now, the next thing that's most likely to happen in your journey is a lack of direction. Most times when we take an audit of our lives and we try to look at the skill sets that we have and we nail down one skill set that we want to monetize, the next blocker is always a lack of direction. So now, what's the next thing I need to do? What am I supposed to do? And then we go back into this research hamster of just continuously searching without doing anything. And that's why today I want to share with you that roadmap that will keep you moving. Now, fear of rejection is also something that keeps us stuck. Even after we've discovered the skill we want to monetize, we're still worried. We're scared. What if people don't like it? What if nobody buys? What if nobody subscribes? What if I'm not the perfect person? And we judge ourselves even before the world judges us. And most times we stay stuck and we're unable to move forward past that stage of discovering the skill that we want to monetize. Now, another one is the spirit of being perfect. We want to dot all our I's, cross all of our T's, and you forget that you're still in the beginning phase. And when you're waiting for that perfect moment, nothing is going to move and you're just going to stay stuck. So it's very important that you're aware of all of these things that might be blocking you from moving forward. Now, another thing out there that might also block you is the fact that you might not have any support or you're not even accountable to yourself. Now, because this is a new business you're trying to launch, this is a side hustle, you still have a job, you feel like, you know what, there's always time. And because there's nobody to push you, right? You get stuck, you're not making progress, you're not moving forward, and you're not accountable to anybody. So basically, you're just on the same spot. And without you realizing, all of this time is going and you're still at that first phase of just discovering the skill you want to monetize without moving forward. Now, the very last one that keeps many of us stuck is the fact that we don't have any roadmap. And this is one that I've come to find out is the highest blocker. And that's why today I want to share with you my roadmap, because when you have a roadmap, you then have a guide that helps you on a day-to-day basis. So that way you know exactly what to do. And when you know what to do, it doesn't matter if you're not perfect. You still have, the knowledge and you know exactly what to do to move you in the next step. And even though you may doubt yourself sometimes, knowing what to do helps you to move despite the worries and despite the fear. Now, let's get into the roadmap that I am using in real time so that you are able to adopt that same roadmap for yourself so that you can keep moving in the direction of your dreams. Now, one of the things I needed to quickly realize is I needed to treat this as a real business, right? Because when you begin to treat things like this as a real business, it helps you wear the right mindset and it helps you to take things seriously. So I want you to treat this side hustle as a real business. Put all of your mind and your heart to it. That way you're able to make progress on a day-to-day basis. Now, for my roadmap, I divided it into 4 phases. Now, there are several things I need to do in each of those phases to move me forward. Now, let's get started with my first phase. Now, my first phase is what I tie to my foundation and clarity. And I put a timestamp of 2 weeks for this. And basically, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to gain clarity to really understand and owning on the transformation that I want to give to my target audience. So I'm trying to understand who my target audience is. I'm trying to understand what transformation I really want to give to them and ensure that I have the right skill set to be able to give it to them. And so even though I've already written out my transformation, I want to use this time to really double down on it and ensure that it is tight and I know exactly what I am doing. Okay. So one of the things that I started to do was to refine my offer. And in that offer, I am defining my transformation. So for example, for my business knowledge, and let's go into my roadmap. For my business knowledge, I'm trying to move business owners from being chaotic and having stressful businesses to having system-driven, profitable businesses that can run without the founder. That's the transformation I want to give. And so in this week, I'm trying to understand, what does it mean to move a business owner from having a chaotic business to a stress-free business that can move along without their everyday involvement? Now, also something else I'm trying to do within this time is also to clarify my deliverables, right? How do I want to actually deliver this transformation? Am I going to have one-on-one coaching calls? Am I going to have like ready-to-made templates? Am I going to have webinars? How do I want to deliver this transformation? And it's very important because you have to look at your own lifestyle. You have to look at your work schedules and everything that you're doing to be able to find the time to be able to deliver on the promise that you're making to people. So it's very important that upfront you are aware and you know exactly what you want to do. Are you going to make time for one-on-one? Are you going to have group coaching calls? Are you going to have ready for made templates? Are you going to have like audit or tools? So what are the things that fit within the transformation that I'm going to give? And that's what I'm focusing my energy on over the next 2 weeks. And so I want you to also take a look at your own skill to monetize. You know, have you refined your offer? Have you refined your transformation? How do you want to deliver that transformation to your target audience? Do you know the medium through which you intend to do that? All of these are things that you should take into consideration. And if you're not yet doing that, that could be your task over the next couple of days. Now, still within my foundation, another thing that I'm focusing on is defining my target audience. I want to make sure that I'm nailing down my target audience and knowing exactly who they are, right? Even though I figured out that small business owners are my target audience, am I trying to stay specific to a particular location? Am I trying to address, the global small business owners? Who am I trying to target? And so I'm also spending this time to refine that audience. And that's something that you should also be doing. So in your own list, make sure that you've refined your target audience and you know exactly who they are. You know exactly where they're located, what they like, what they don't like, what their pain points are. Because when you're able to nail down on your target audience, then you know exactly who you're speaking to at every point in time. And it makes your transformation seamless. So I want you to spend the next week nailing down your target audience and ensuring that you know who exactly it is you are trying to reach. Now, something else that I'm also going to be doing still within my phase one is ensuring that I am crafting my powerful statement, right? What is that thing that I want to be known for, right? So now in this channel, I am known to help working professionals monetize their skill set and help them build a six-figure business without having to quit their jobs. I've been able to, fine-tune my positioning statement for this channel. Now, my business knowledge, which is a new thing that I'm doing, I have to do the same thing. I have to own in on that positioning. Who do I want to help? How do I want to help them? How am I going to get them from point A to point B? That is your statement. So I want you to also consider that aspect. Who are you helping? How are you helping them? From what point are you taking them to what point is their destination? For my own business knowledge, I'm taking small business owners from chaos to a scalable, systematic, driven business that can run without the founder. And so that is my positioning for my new business idea. And so what I've done for my phase one is to map a 2-week timeline to be able to ensure that I've gotten all of this right. Because I know that once I get the foundation right, then I can move to the next phase of doing the right thing. So I want you to grab yourself a pen and a paper and document all of the steps so that you can always go back to it and craft your own roadmap. Now, for the phase 2 of my roadmap, I've titled it Visibility and Proof. Now, what am I going to be doing? Over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be creating content that shows visibility, right? I'm going to be creating content where people are able to understand what I have to offer. I'm going to start offering value. I already make videos, so I've already started cleaning up my second YouTube channel because that's where I'm going to be documenting most of my experience. I'm also going to be using my personal Instagram page to also document it. So you can also take a look at yourself. Where do you show up online mostly? Are you on Snapchat? Are you on Instagram? Are you on Twitter? Are you on LinkedIn? Which social media do you use often? You can clean that up and move that in the new direction. Also, something else that I've done is I've created the very first video introducing what I'm going to be offering to the world on my page. And I've actually posted it on my page. And like I said, this is a real-time business that I'm building. So you can also follow my personal page to watch me as I build, this content and build out this business phase. Okay. So also under this phase, the one thing I've done is over the next 2 weeks, I want to make sure that I'm creating content every day, right? So those content are going to range from video content to, regular written posts, or anything that I find valuable, whether it's behind the scenes, anything that can give me more visibility and show proof so that people are able to start connecting what I offer to my brand. And so that's what I'm going to be focusing on over the next 2 weeks within my phase 2. So right now I'm actually done with my phase 1 because my phase 1 was last week. And this week I kicked off in my phase 2. And this week I started to create content that directly relates with the offering that I'm going to be giving to my target audience. Now for my phase 3, one thing that I've documented I'll be doing will be to build lead generation. So I'm going to start creating some lead magnets, in form of PDFs or videos. I'm not yet sure, but I've documented that for my phase 3, I'm going to be focusing on lead generation. And basically what that means is, how am I going to start pulling my target audience to me? What are the valuable content that I can share with my target audience that will draw them even closer to me and see me as their friend and their coach? And so that's going to be my mission for phase 3. And I've also assigned a 2-week timeline to that phase 3. And I've already documented the things I have to do on a day-to-day basis. Now I have other things that take up my time. And so that's why I'm giving myself 2 weeks for each of the phases to give me enough time to make sure that I'm achieving my goal for that phase. Now for you, you may also be very tight on your time where you don't have enough time. So if you need to expand that phase to go for about 3 weeks, do so, but don't give it an unlimited timeline. Otherwise you're going to stay stuck in that phase without moving to the next phase. And now for my final phase, which is my phase 4, that is where I'm going to be actually sharing out my offer and actively looking for clients. And I've also assigned another 2-week timeline for that phase where I'm going to be launching my offer and attracting the right clients for myself. So for my roadmap, I have built an 8-week roadmap for myself leading from phase 1 to phase 4, and I'm currently in phase 2. Now for you who may be stuck, let's say you've not started anything, I'd advise that you start from phase 1 where you get clarity on that offer. Make sure you nail down your target audience. Make sure you understand what you're trying to offer and get your statement out there, right? Also, as you move to phase 2, figure out where you want to share your knowledge. What social media platforms do you want to use? Clean up that platform, start creating content that would attract the right audience to you, and then gradually move into the 3rd phase. And in the final phase, that's where you're going to then declare your offer to the world and start welcoming your client. You see, it's not as hard as it is. And now you have that roadmap that can get you started and get you moving. And whenever you feel stuck, just hop over to my personal page and see what I have going on for myself. And that can also get you going and get you unstuck. So I hope that today's video gives you all that you need to get you going into the next step. Now that you have that skill set you want to monetize, it's time for you to take action and build yourself a roadmap that'll keep you guided on a day-to-day basis. So this is your 8-week roadmap, and you have enough work to get done over this next 8 weeks. And so I'm wishing you the best, and let's go make magic together. Thank you very much for spending another time with me on today's video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.